This is a sort of a kind of obscure town here in Germany of Kaub, but it sits right kind of in the middle of the Rhine River, which is, of course, one of the most important waterways within Europe, and particularly for German industry. It services all the southwest companies there of Germany and attaches effectively the North Sea through the Netherlands, through France and Germany, and into Switzerland. And, of course, there are canals that also connect it to the Danube, which then flows towards the Black Sea. So one of the most important waterways here in Europe. And what we've got here in Kaub is the shallowest point between, basically, in the center of the Rhine River. And what we've been seeing are historic averages of all these sort of records being broken of the shallowest level we've reached here. You can see behind me there, this is the water gauging station tower there, which reads the number of centimeters of clearance that there is. It's reading at 11 right now. We should say that the former record was 25 centimeters. That was set back in 2018, and we are now hitting new records basically every day this week. We're now at 11. And the issue is, Lizzie, is that those records were made last time in 2018 back in October. We are now only in August, so we may be at the very beginning of this. And what it will mean effectively, Lizzie, is that if these ships cannot cross this point, it effectively bisects the Rhine River, and that is going to cause a number of issues for a number of different companies. Thyssenkrupp, BASF, of course, Rheinmetall, named after the Rhine River itself, are all companies that are situated across this river. We should also say that it'll have an impact on the German economy. We've heard some estimates. We're a little bit skeptical potentially of the estimates because this is very hard to calculate, but we've heard from ING saying that this could cost German growth 0.3% of growth this year, which is close to what we're expecting, about half of German growth this year. So it's something we're watching very closely. Of course, we're going to get some earnings from a number of companies, including Thyssenkrupp today, so we'll see what commentary they have to say and what the effect could be for the company itself.
Yeah, it will be really interesting to hear from that company. I have to say, Ollie, I'm slightly disappointed you're not in the river with your ruler and your wellies for us, but good that the tower can tell us the height of the water levels as things stand. Look, if this is going to be the new normal, are governments and logistics companies making long-term adjustments to adapt to it?
Yeah, absolutely, Lizzie. So this is something we've seen adjustments already be made back from those records we reached back in 2018. So you have a number of these companies. So you'll remember back in 2018, actually for BASF and Thyssenkrupp, this was one of the factors that actually contributed to them declaring profit warnings as a result of the water levels being too low and them not being able to move that inventory. That being said, we're already getting some statements from BASF, for example, saying that they may actually not rule out a force majeure potentially this year because of the low water levels. We have Thyssenkrupp saying that they're having some issues getting some of the raw materials up and down the river, so it's still going to have an impact. But also, that being said, it's having an effect on some government policy, Lizzie. We've been hearing from a number of the German states, some of the most economically productive. They have basically suspended the ban on driving trucks on Sundays as a consequence of this issue of water supply and not being able to move things up and down the river in order to allow those trucks to drive around Germany on Sundays, which is something that they traditionally ban. So again, it's having effects on these companies. It's going to have an effect on the economy of some kind. But again, Lizzie, the big question is going to be, how long does this persist? Will this go for a number of months? In which case, this is really unprecedented, and this will be really new territory for the economy.